Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday and welcome to your AAACCC Community Critique and Chill. We have Forrest, we have Glory, Daniel, Matthew, and Nico joining us today, and we can get started right away.
All right, so first up, Nico's here. Nico, do you want to talk at all about your piece, or if you have anything you want to ask us before we start doing feedback?
Yeah, sure. I could give you like some backstory to it. So the thing is, I'm not a film student, right? I'm a product design engineer, and I started doing like 3D on my free time, and that's what I'm passionate about. So now I was like falling into the whole Instagram or daily stuff, like doing renders and just like for the likes. So I decided to change my whole look into the industry. I've always wanted to get into the industry, and now I'm working with a university in Germany doing a short film. And now I'm working on my own short film, my first own short film, at least like my first project, and it's about a chess game. So the whole setup is for a chess game, and there's not gonna be like characters or real people. It's only the chessboard and the how are they called? The pieces. And the thing is, they're gonna start to play the moves people have done playing them, because they haven't been played in so much years. Like they're abandoned, and they're start playing all by themselves. So yeah, that's like the backstory of the short. I want to have like chess pieces with faces on them, at least the kings and the queens, to express a little bit of emotion when the pieces die, or some pieces like do some wrong movements. But yeah, so I'm working right now on like the environment. This is the scene. Everything's gonna happen here. And so yeah, I grabbed a bunch of references of art, like real paintings, and I was trying to recreate this one right here because I really liked it. And yeah, I've used like models from Bridge because I'm not gonna like concentrate modeling, because then I'll be tired when I when I start the real part, like animating and that stuff. But yeah, I've kit bashed a lot of stuff and done some of my own too. And yeah, I wanted to know, what do you think about the scene, the overall scene? I know there's a lot missing, like a lot of rubble and things that can give the scene a bit more like um human touch to it. I don't know, but yeah.
Sweet. Well, yeah, that's quite the story you've painted. That's definitely very helpful for feedback. Um, Overall, I think it's really cool. Like it's a cool
Yeah.
scene. You have a great reference to pull from, and like I can see where you've started to pull. Um, yeah. Anybody else? Anything standing out to them?
Yeah, I mean, the sunlight looks really good. I love how it looks on the croton, which is the plant, name of the plant on the left, and the vase. Like, I love it when it hits that strong, and then there's like the glow.
Yeah, and
I'm guessing.
oh, go ahead,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm guessing the most of shots won't be from this angle, though, right? If you're gonna show the chess pieces, it'll be closer, or will it be from this point?
Yeah, it's going to be closer. This is like a general shot, right?
Right, right.
And I'm gonna have some more like detailed shots of the pieces and some cenital shots. But the thing I forgot to mention is I want it to be real time, so it's all gonna be rendered in real time inside Eevee.
Oh, cool,
So that's
cool.
what I'm trying to achieve, like a short film inside Eevee, just in real time, because the render times are
Yeah.
are man, I don't know. Even when it's just like global illumination in, and you have to calculate all those bounces, it's awful. But yeah.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah, I guess like the other thing that I'm noticing is sort of the two pictures in the back, and then this couch in the front, the white is coming off a little strong for me. Like in the reference, the paintings in the back kind of fade into the wall, or at least the one that's in shadow, and it's more subtle. Whereas the pictures, maybe it's the frames, but it feels like too crisp to me.
Yeah, they look matte right now. And like if like in this one you can tell that there's glass or something, like there's like an unevenness in the
Variation.
white. Yeah, there's variation and like this one over here as well. They're interacting with the light in the room, whereas these right now feel kind of just stuck on the wall, like in 2D. This one's starting to get some shaping, because of its thicker frame, but could be pushed more as well.
Yeah, it's just those three. Yeah, I just wouldn't want them distracting. And like I think it's just something to keep in mind. I think they might become a little bit.
Yeah, I can see it too. Yeah, it looks like I don't know. It has too much light for the scene. Like only the paintings have like this white light on them, as if they had no shader. But yeah,
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, the painting on the left looks nice though.
what were
In the
you saying?
haze.
What were you saying, Glory?
Oh, because I agree with everyone for sure. Like, you know how right now I really love how you're able to bring in the light and the shadow with the chairs. You know, like the very back chair is in the dark, and then I think the one on the right you could kind of see a little bit of the light shining, and then the shadow. And if you could bring that as well in the background, the walls, maybe even controlling that main light ray a little bit so we could see more of the shadow like we see in the painting. I don't know if there's a way to control a lot of the shadow because it's like at the top corner is like so much more darker. And then if we could see a little bit more, everyone has been mentioning the paintings, which are good. And then there are also the other objects back there too. I think the candles, if we could see a little bit of the light and the shadow happening there too.
and so like more like a little bit of more global illumination. So the scene that like pumps up a bit, or what do you mean? Or like having some lights focusing on those objects so they are more visible.
Like there's this chair. Oh, wow, this is a red that blends in too much, but like this chair has lots of nice shaping. Like you've got these shadows here, and you've got the highlights here. And I think if you had that, like right now, this like the statue is very flat. This wall is pretty flat. Whereas if you go into your reference, like Lori was saying, it's dark here, it's light here. There's some shaping. Even it might be hard for you all to see, but there's shaping in the statue. Like there's shadows where the folds are in the cloth.
Yeah, I think maybe like less global illumination because you can let more things fall darker maybe.
Don't be afraid of
Okay.
the shadows.
Okay, now I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, because the painting is a little bit softer, but I really like how in your piece how the sunlight is a little bit stronger and it hits. You can tell where it hits, and then I want that to stand out more, and the other parts to be darker. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does look like you might be a little blown out in like certain areas, especially like here on this wall and the flower and on the chair. So those are things you might want to look into. But I agree. I like the lighting from the window coming in like that.
yeah,
Thank
and you're
you guys
matching.
for the feedback.
Yeah,
Anyone
Match-
else? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Diana.
just that you're matching the reference really well.
Yeah. Anyone else from the group?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. Feel free.
It's okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay, cheers. Maybe I think like based off the actual reference itself, like I noticed that the actual cabinet in the background isn't actually casting a shadow on the wall, whereas it is in the reference, and screen right in the reference as well. It looks like there's a lot of light being bounced off. There must be a wall like really close screen right, where it's bouncing back on that wall also. I think you could do with repositioning that key light just a little bit, like rotating it right or left. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Just to
so
get that
making the light
shadow.
hit the drawer, so it makes the shadow as the
Yeah,
shot as the painting. I
And-
mean,
maybe put a card screen right so you get a little bit more bounce, so it brightens up that wall a little bit.
Mhm.
And then maybe some kind of negative fill for screen left corner at the back because we want that darker.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely, especially now, like knowing that there's a chess scene here, and that's really the focus. You want to play with light over dark, and letting some of this background go into the dark will help pull the viewer's eye, onto what you want them to see. I see we have some new people. Hello, everyone. So the goal of this is for all of us, like it to be community given feedback. So if you want to give any suggestions or comment, please feel free to do so. On that note, anyone else, any last feedback on this before we move on?
Looks great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, where it goes.
Yeah.
Now that I know it's gonna be like a whole thing. I mean, I hope you can share it whenever you do more work on it.
yeah, I even have the models of the pieces like made now.
Nice.
I'm gonna share it real quick.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
web. They're just like the only one that's missing is the horse because I have to sculpt it. But yeah, where are my pieces?
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so we can continue on the other
Cool.
one, and I'll just share it.
Sounds good. All right. So next up is Rio. Is Rio here?
I don't think so.
Cool.
Not right now.
Then we'll come back to that one. We'll do people who are here just to make sure. Is Sarah here?
No. Let's do Daniel's.
Cool. Daniel?
Yeah.
Yours is
Hey.
up.
Yes.
And we've already said multiple times this is really cool. Do you wanna give us any more like background on it or anything?
It's a lot of fun to work with black skin. It's beautiful. So when I was looking for references and stuff like that, I saw a lot of like black women with gold jewelry that looked really nice. So I was like, oh, I'll play with that. And it just kind of spiraled out of control. I just had like gold everything.
In a good way.
Yeah, it worked out really nicely. So like that was really the drive behind the color theme. At first, I was thinking of playing around with like that Japanese art where if a cup breaks and you fix it with gold, and it's more beautiful for being broken. I was going to go with that route. I still might. I'm not finished, I guess. But yeah, it's really simple. It's really like right now it's just a dome light with a HDRI in it and two lights, one screen left, one screen right, two different colors, and then some fog there. Like it's a really basic light up setting,
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's the ref.
Yeah, I love the new gauntlet like situation. I don't know how that was created, but the little like gold thing on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was already there. Like so I pretty much just deleted all the other pieces around it.
Yeah.
And then that was left over and I'm like, nice.
I figured I was wondering if it's like a
That's
map
cool.
or something and you just deleted some of the parts, but it looks so cool. But I'm wondering if like the glove under it, there's like a little bit of intersection with the skin. I don't know if that's like an actual hole in the glove, but
Yeah, I noticed that.
right there.
I was thinking it might be the arm pushing through the geometry.
Mhm.
I'll fix that.
Yeah, should be easy.
Yeah.
But I think the gold thing that she's holding or floating, I didn't even see it until I looked at the image like many times, because I looked at it many times. But I feel like I either want that to stand out more or maybe be something different. I don't know. What do people think?
I actually
It makes sense.
I thought it was a pendant until
Yeah.
20 seconds ago. Until I
Okay.
zoomed in. Yeah, I thought she had a pendant on the buckle strap.
What would you suggest I should do to either like draw focus away from it or
I think
take it out?
I
Or
think like it's about like a silhouette, so I would almost like figure out a way to get it like kind of off her body. One, either off her body, like like with her hand out a different way. Right now, her hand kind of looks contorted to me, like it looks
I
like
mean,
it's stretched.
mhm. Yeah, I like the hand, but I think maybe it could be lower, maybe so that the
Mhm.
object is in front of like a more boring part of her shirt, because like it's in front of the buckles right now, which I think is confusing.
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like that, like it's a part of her garment. Yeah.
I think that would help.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on what the objects it's like doing with her. Is it a power she has? Is it something like that adds up to this scene? So that way you will know to actually make it more visible or
Yeah.
not.
That's a
Yeah. Is
good call.
something she's protecting or
Because it is like kind of floating. Like you could kind of play
Yeah,
with
I
like a
think
glow.
it's a golden flubber.
Pretty
Maybe-
much.
Yeah.
Like I was going to have a sphere there, but then I was
Mm.
like, oh, I'll just use one of the other lighting challenge assets, and I cut its head off and I popped it there.
oh my god, it's the monster.
It is.
Yeah. Oh,
um,
that's hilarious.
it's really just like I didn't want to go with like any holographic or neon,
Mm.
so I was like what like put there. So it was really just I pulled it out of somewhere, and then
Hmm.
so I definitely
Yeah.
think I'll lower her arm, change its
You know what
whatever is
would be
there.
cool? Like making not just the head, but having the whole like monster. So it's something like it protects her or something like that. Like it's her companion or her minion, like the whole monster.
That'd be cool, like a little Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely something for you
That'd be
to,
cool.
to kind of consider for where you want to take it next. Um, from the lighting and texturing standpoint, I feel like the bump map looks a bit too big to me, or maybe just there's just too much bump on her skin, particularly on her arm. But
Particularly on her arm.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's okay on the face,
Hmm.
but yeah, just like right there too. It's like the scale is big. Pores,
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
yeah.
So
I
yeah.
think that might be. I probably use just the face and heads, like just the one shader, and I didn't really deal with the map on the arm, so I'll scale that down for sure.
Cool. And then even on the face, yeah, like Diana was saying, like you could bring the bump back a little bit. Like right now,
Okay.
some of it looks like she has scars on her lip rather than like creases.
Right.
But she looks like a warrior, so I mean, like
Yeah,
I think
Could lean
it's
into it.
just on the edge of believable or it's
Mhm.
working, but like just a touch. I think it's a little too much.
Yeah.
Will do.
And then,
Yeah.
or, sorry,
Yeah,
go
and I
ahead.
know the lighting setup is not final or anything, but the eye dings are kind of clouding her eye for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, not sure.
Like, so would you say like sharper pings, like
Yeah,
over
sharper,
her?
like away a little bit off her pupil.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like I think like I like the way the roughness is looking, especially on this side of her, the kind of warmer. But I feel like the cooler side is standing out to me as maybe a little too diffuse. But or
Okay.
Like this, like
The
right now.
specular?
Yeah, sorry, what did I say?
I didn't hear what you said.
The specular, like here,
Okay.
like the roughness. I think I said diffuse. I meant like it. Yeah, and I don't know which way to. I guess maybe a little bit rougher, because like this feels like it's a little bit rougher. The specular roughness. So maybe just experiment with that light and what it's doing. The blue one.
Yeah, at first look, the skin looked kind of metallic to me. Like I thought when I first saw it, I thought it was like a statue.
Oh.
So yeah, but I mean like, but yeah, but I think it looks good, the skin, but maybe, I think someone mentioned like subsurface too, so maybe
Yeah,
it's,
like maybe put that up a bit to
yeah.
counteract that a bit. Okay, thank you. Cool.
And then going forward, I also might suggest looking into like having some sort of background or something that she's kind of sitting in, or adjusting your angle. I mean, even if you like cropped it in a little bit, but something that either is like showcasing just her, or or like sit her in a world. For if
Yeah, do you have
want.
any plans for that? Or
Yeah, like I was thinking of putting like a little set like that she was standing on just like a rooftop or something. Maybe just have like a sky behind her and a building or two dotted about the place.
Deus Ex might be a good place to look for like this kind of like black and gold environments as reference.
Cool.
Also, you could grab some reference from steampunk, like that kind of style.
Okay.
Is that Terry Crews?
I don't know who it is. I know he is an actor, right? Like
He looks like Terry
real
Crews.
person.
real person, yeah. But it doesn't look like this is not footage though, is it?
No,
that's a game.
In game.
Yeah.
No, but
From
they
Halo 5, I
probably
think.
did some sort of photogrammetry on whoever played the part. Sweet. Well, yeah, this is excellent. Nice work. Just double checking. Anyone else in the group?
Yeah. Anyone else?
Want to add anything?
Thanks for the feedback, guys. That was really nice. Thank you.
No worries. Alrighty, next up.
Oh wait, I actually have to hop off now to get my vaccine.
No worries.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Go get it. Get that vaccine.
Yeah,
Thank
go get
you.
it.
It was nice seeing everyone.
Nice seeing you,
Yeah, you
Glory.
too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. I think I also have to go because of the time difference. I'm starving.
Yeah.
No
I
worries.
have to go grab lunch.
Take care.
But when I come back, if you're still on, I'll just hop in.
Cool. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Thank you all for the feedback.
No worries.
See you next week, or I don't know when, but yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet. Well then let's since you're here, Diana, let's do you next.
Do me. Mine next.
Do you want to fill us in on anything? Give us any background or context?
Yeah, I mean, not much. I wasn't looking for references. I ran into that painting by chance, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's so pretty, and I wanted to try it. And I had Ashley, so that's what I did. The challenge was like the getting some of the values, because painting, like the fill side is super blue and it's a lot more lifted, especially her hair, but trying to get that value in the CG one was pretty difficult, because like when I lifted it, it just looked washed flat or not right. And I haven't done too much experimenting with it, but that was where I was. That was the challenge for me.
Cool. Anyone want to start off with some feedback?
I think when you start getting some of those blue highlights into her hair, it'll really help it kick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, there are many.
It's very dark there. I think that'd make it look really nice.
Yeah,
point.
I totally agree. Yeah, it's not like, even though like I mean this is obviously like a 2D painting, but like it feels like their intent was to have it feel very 2D still, like um, and like the background feels like it's right behind them, whereas like I feel like there's
Mhm.
probably a good 3, 4 feet of distance between Ashley and the wall behind her in this.
Mhm.
And I think, yeah, like Daniel was saying, like bringing the hair value up, because that really is what kind of like I feel like brings her forward, since it's framing, most of her face. Where yours kind of like when it kind of falls off, so she
Mhm.
feels separated. And then from like a value perspective, I mean, like I feel like it'd be cool to see this sort of like how there's like this kind of like burnt amber sort
Yeah.
of look, and then it kind of goes out to these like kind of more like fuchsia tones,
Yeah.
um, which would be a challenge. I feel like it'd be like something like what they did in like Soul with the cloud people. How they're like multicolored cloud people, but like because I know it'd be tough to like with additive lighting to get something like this, but like
Like right.
that really stands out to me in this painting. So yeah, I'd uh, I'd see what you could do to like really get that multicolored look
Yeah.
into her.
Yeah, that's true. And I was also thinking about like making those dots or the paint on her face blue, because she has the reference has like blue eyeshadow, so that there's some more blue on this side too, but with Ashley you don't have that. So I was considering doing that. I don't know if I'll have time to do it before the deadline, but
Yeah, yeah. You don't even have to worry too much about the blue
Mhm.
eyeshadow unless you don't want to. It does add a nice like cool over
Yeah.
warm look. Um, but yeah, even just figuring out a way to get this kind of lighting, and that might be impossible, or not impossible, but just like a tough. You're right, like deadlines next week.
Impossible. Yeah, before next week maybe, but I can do it anytime, so
Yeah, I think it'd be a cool thing to do, and like um, maybe seeing more of like the warm and cool over here as well. Um,
Mhm.
so maybe like this part of her arms being hit with the cool color, and then this side's being hit with the warm.
Mhm.
Just to get a little bit more variation in the skin, like you have, like the painting has here.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like such a mix in the painting.
yeah,
It's variation everywhere. I'm like, how? I don't know.
yeah,
But
and then I'm gonna do this thumbnail.
It's
oh
it's
yeah,
definitely the advantage of painting.
yeah, you can just
Here, this blue will be over here.
yeah.
The part that sticks out to me the most when I squint
Hmm.
is right here. This like kind of
Yeah.
the specular highlight, and yours right now is doesn't like it. If you wanted to like go with the reference, you could play with having that specular hit here in the same way. But like it depends on what you're trying to draw people's eye to. And then definitely with this eye is pretty dark, and I
Mm,
see you've got like low eye dings here, whereas right now these feel like lights that I can see
yeah,
instead of.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I'll probably yeah.
I think if you look, can we go back to the reference real quick, please? Like even though it's contrasted, she's still evenly lit here.
Mm-hmm.
Like except for maybe the extreme left of her temple.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's yeah, even though it's like that blue, like they're almost using it as like shadow here, like just like you, it's like almost it's a very similar value,
Yeah.
but they're using color to create the highlight and shadow for the most part until you get to up in here, like you're saying. Yeah. And one last thing. Right here is like you're definitely going like super dark in here as well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would just play with bringing everything up and then using the color to create shaping.
Cool.
But yeah, this is cool. It's
Yeah,
awesome
definitely.
reference and cool project.
Yeah, I will definitely work on those and report back.
Sweet. Alrighty. Dun, 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 dun. And then, so this is from Sarah. Here are the chess pieces. Those are looking great. Nice.
Oh, cool.
And then I just wanted to double check from Sarah.
No reference.
But yeah, but I think maybe just new to the community. So welcome, Sarah.
Yeah, welcome, Sarah.
So it has like they have an advertisement background. I'm just looking for some feedback to push this more.
Yeah, this was tricky because I don't have advertisement background. So I was like, when I looked at this, I was like, can't tell if it's like a good product advertisement type of shot. But regardless, if I'm to give my feedback, yeah, I think also somebody else mentioned it, but the biggest thing is like I can't really tell what this background is, and yeah, that's like the main thing that sticks out to me. I would like to see the product sitting in an environment that I can like recognize. And then the other thing is the haze might be a little too much in front of the product.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like you would want it to stand out. So
Yeah, I'd agree. Like everything feels like very lifted and like there's not a lot of contrast between the background and the product. So it kind of blends in with the background right now. Part of that also might be the reflections. So we're getting like it's like other than the kind of these outside walls, the rest I kind of don't know what is like reflection and what is like geometry or inside of the product. So I definitely play with that to like give more contrast to this image to make the product stand out and maybe tone down some of those reflections. There are also no contact shadows right now between the product and the surface it's on. And that might help ground it a little bit more. Conversely, I'm okay with the background being abstract if like maybe if it's like an advertisement like I feel like if I see like a really high art advertisement for cologne, there's some crazy background. But I think it needs to be very clear what is background and what is the product. Maybe even a blur to like kind of make it a little bit less noticeable that it's like it kind of looks like warped clouds right now.
I think the glass perhaps could use a bit more trace depth because we're seeing a bit of black.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're using Arnold, if you like scroll down in the Arnold render tab, there's a section about ray depth. And then if you up the transmission ray depth, it may get rid of some of those blacks because there's more bouncing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Diane, I know you with your Ruby for the animated scene, you had to work on that. Do you have any suggestions like that have come out of trial and error from the Ruby?
No, I really don't. I'm still in trial and error. It's a pain. So
Yeah.
I have no good advice.
I do remember Mike saying that like if there's a bit more clarity in the glass here, maybe we then see that the background's a little bit blurrier from behind the object, like just because going through like two panes of what look like relatively thick glass would probably make the background behind it blurrier. And then definitely like pull
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
And Mike did say the thing with like glass objects is you want to read the profile very clearly. which, there's some black switches helping that, but once you play with the ray depth or other settings and the black goes away, it might fade into the background even more.
Yeah.
So then it'll be like you'll have to try like again to separate it from this background.
Yeah. And then I think this is supposed to be metal, and for a while I thought it was glass, but I'm not like looking at it a little bit closer. I'm realizing that it's probably a metal. And so I was just playing with, like how it's, create like how the reflections look in that versus the glass. Um, yeah, and then maybe I'd love to see another version, and also if you can include some reference too, I think that'd be super helpful. And then if you haven't pulled any reference, I strongly suggest pulling some reference to like for the glass and maybe some other high art ads or things of that nature. But it's really cool.
Yeah, the background is like pretty and it's like abstract, but I just am wondering what it is. Is it like two planes? Or is it like more planes? Is it
In
floating?
a diamond, maybe?
Oh,
Like either two planes or in a diamond, right? Like I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, now it's completely changed for me since you questioned it. So now now I'm seeing a plane here separated by a plane here, which is not what I was seeing before.
Oh,
So before I saw like this thing, and then I
yeah.
thought there was that behind it, but now I think now I like in the other way, I feel like it's floating. I feel like this is like the gold dress, the gold blue dress all over again.
Oh my
Is it floating or is it on a like an angled platform?
Yeah, if you could show us like some reference or any inspiration, like whatever you're working with, it would be really helpful to like understand what you're going for so that we can give more accurate feedback.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, it looks cool for like a early, work.
Yeah, nice work. Sweet. Well then, next up, what did I do? No, thank you. Okay, so last up is Rio.
Yo.
I don't think they're here. Cool. So I know they said they've been working on this for a couple months, using the Harlem scene from the Academy. Yeah. So does anyone have any initial thoughts?
I mean, the setup is really cool, but yeah, go ahead.
No. So yeah, to me it feels like I feel like I'm looking at a still from like GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Diana.
Yeah, I think the setup is cool. We have this character in the foreground. We have like several cars and like all these nice elements. But I think I just want to know what you want me to look at because I can't really tell right now. And I'm looking at the Coca-Cola sign a lot. I think that's a little bright. But I don't know if you want me to look at the character or you want me to look at those hooligans or the group of people in the back. I don't know what they're doing. Is it some kind of sketchy deal? Like, I don't know. I think getting a more clear read of what the mood is and what the story is, or even, if you have reference again, it'd be helpful to figure that out so that I can give feedback. But
yeah, I agree. And like, yeah, for me, I'm like taking it as like, this is probably the scene. There's this guy. We're over his shoulder. He's the main character, and he's got his gun pointed at someone in this group. And I definitely agree with you, Diana, that when you take like a step back and look at this, like it's tough to figure out what to look at because this van is being hit pretty strong. The Coca-Cola sign is probably the brightest thing, if not these lights on the left. And then you have over here this like like harsh downward light on these three, and then our main character is pretty like underlit compared to the rest of the image.
Yeah, I mean, there's like so many ways you could go with this. The main character or the foreground could be darker even, but it just like, we feel that it's the main character, but it's kind of lit very neutrally, neutral color,
Mhm.
kind of neutral luminance. And yeah, I think the scene has so much potential to be a lot more dramatic
Yeah.
in terms of contrast or what's getting lit, what's not getting lit.
Yeah, for sure. Like especially like kind of letting this go more dark. Like
Mhm.
um let's see.
Yeah, maybe the haze is lifting everything a little too much, but I think it'd be cool to just have, yeah, like just have a hint that there's some stuff there.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, do it on the Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola sign somehow got brighter.
yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's
Now it's just, yeah,
Oh yeah.
that didn't work out. But
yeah, no, I don't know how to do it how Mike does it with the highlighting
yeah,
and then applying it. I guess it literally is just doing that and then
yeah, what's the shortcut for like copying it, duplicating it? Or...
yeah, two levels. Yeah, there we go. That worked. But I mean that Coca-Cola sign's still no joke, huh? Yeah, that just you can it definitely needs to be brought down.
Anyway, yeah,
But
something like,
even moving the camera, like right now it like unless like this is where reference would help. Like if you're going for a video game, then like this feels a lot like it's an over the shoulder shot like from a game. But if this was like a film, I my gut tells me to move the camera over so that more of your like main character
yeah,
is like in the frame, and then really like let us focus in on like this gun and like it, even like helping us know through lighting who the target is. Like which of these three, would be like a fun next step to take. Any other thoughts or comments?
yeah,
Hey, can you
but
guys hear me?
Yeah, we can
yeah,
hear you.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
So also too, it just kind of feels like the Z depth is a little off in a sense. Like it's like one equal plane, and even so for the text, like if we're looking at this main character, that text shouldn't be necessarily so clear for me to like read. Like I understand, we want that to be shown, but I should be like, oh, what movie that is? Like, it's just picture perfect. It doesn't have any like jagged edges or like riggings, like make it seem like it's actually shot in this grainy area. Because also at the background or the side of the Coca-Cola sign is, you can see like that fog or whatever and that mist, but then all of a sudden it just kind of stops there.
mhm.
That might be me doing
Oh,
the dodge.
but even still though, you see how like the back is like a little look set and further away, but then like right
Mhm.
in front of it just kind of like stops. It's not like it's blended over evenly
Yeah,
in the Z depth like space.
yeah. Like I think like I'm really liking the green here
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say,
and some of this. So maybe even like just bring that light level like almost all the way down and really like
Mm-hmm.
play with sorry, my dog's drinking water. um, play with like giving color to this side without it drawing or taking away from the scene over here.
yeah, the green like tint on the lights that are, on screen right near around the characters is doing like a really good job of making the scene kind of eerie. It's kind of starting to go in that direction, but I want to like see more. Well, obviously, I don't know what your intention is, but
Mhm.
I think that would be cool. And I love the floor, the ground feels
Yeah,
wet and like the reflections are just nice.
yeah,
You
those
can
are
see the
pretty.
neon signs reflected and stuff, which is cool.
Yeah. Um, and then I would look at swapping out this either swapping out or downplaying this gate. To me it looks very low poly and it's kind of sticking out. Oh, I can zoom in. I know that
Oh, actually, yeah, in the image, compared to the floor, maybe. But yeah, I mean the shader definitely looks like it's just kind of one roughness level and no variation. Like, gates like this would be scratched up on the edges and stuff, which we're kind of missing.
Yeah, it's probably more reflective than it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? Any other comments or questions? Or I guess not questions because it's not here right now, but any other feedback? Cool. Well, nice work, Rio. And yeah, that's it. Thank you everybody for coming to the second AAA community chill.
Critique and chill. It's hard for us too. We made it, but it's confusing.
Yeah. But yeah. So
Thanks for having us.
no worries. I'm gonna stop the recording, but we can all hang out afterwards as well if you want to just light or ask questions and stuff.